Top Producer Tuesday, where committed and dedicated Florida realtors go for real-time and practical coaching skills. Be prepared to get motivated, make something positive happen for you today, and get inspired to push through to higher levels of success. As challenging as it is to be a top producing Florida realtor, it is equally rewarding and satisfying. Only you hold the key to personal victory in this modern real estate age. So buckle up and be prepared to engage and accelerate your success.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Can you hear me, Francis?
Good morning. How are you?
All right, doing good. Can you guys see me okay? Everything good?
Yeah.
All right.
Big Reggie Hall.
Good morning. I want to welcome you guys to the April 5th, 2016 Top Producer Tuesday here on Florida Realtor Radio. This broadcast is presented to all Florida agents statewide, coast to coast, and is geared to the fully committed, fully dedicated group of agents who are truly out there inspiring themselves, motivate themselves to be at the top of their business, the top 10% of Florida realtors. So if you're listening to this and watching this today, you're up early, you're here to make something happen, and hopefully leave today. Our goal is to get you up out of the chair, out of the office, and shaking some hands and doing some deals. Today, we have the state broker for Advanda Realty, Francis Giroux, and Christian Camillo, who is our top producer guest today. Who I'm very proud to say is not only on our team here in Central Florida, but is also a part of our organization here in the office, and a remarkable story of success that will inspire anybody that's listening out there. Christian, welcome.
Thank you, Reggie. Thank you so much for having me, you guys.
Now listen, here, let me get this camera thing rolling again right for you. There we go. So Christian, I know you're heading out to complete another deal that you have. You have a buyer waiting to see a property, so we'll put you up in the first segment. I'd like to go through the story though with everybody, just so they know why you were selected as today's host, and you'll be on future shows as well. The theme of today's show is getting and staying organized, time management, and the things that where that topic is applied to your success, Christian, my success, and Francis's success as an organization and a professional broker. So let me just tell you guys some facts about Christian. Christian is a newly licensed realtor. In fact, he just got his license at the end of last year in August. However, Christian's done over 27 transactions now, and not all of them have been real estate. In fact, he started his license back in 2013, but was disenfranchised and discouraged with the fact that after getting licensed, the amount of income earned just wasn't in alignment with what his personal income goals were. 2.5% to 3%. On an average price point in the Central Florida area, in his marketplace, a roughly $150,000 home, 2.5%, you're only looking at a few $1,000s in commission. So what Christian did was he went out there and self-taught himself how to be, as a young man, a successful investor. You want to tell us a little more, Christian, about your
Yes. Thank you so much, Reggie, for that great introduction. Yeah, I was in real estate class. I had asked my uncle to pay for it, and he was like my father figure, so he definitely looked out for me. But while I was in there, I was kind of taking a look at my environment. I was like, we're not going to make that much money on these listings. So I don't know, I just was hungry. I was hungry for more, and I was asking my instructor, and he was just like, Chris, just focus on this, and that's it. So my curiosity led me to YouTube and Google. And Reggie and Francis know how big I am with YouTube and Google. That is your university, guys. One thing I learned about this business is do not rely on anybody else to feed you information. We're in 2016. If you have a physical mentor, great, you're blessed. But there are virtual mentors as well. So that was a huge part of my growth and development. I didn't get my license till I was like 20 investment deals in already. So YouTube and Google, please, if you're hungry for education that's going to lead you to a paycheck, obviously you can call Reggie, Francis, but Also, lean on self-education because there's nothing like it. You have to become accountable for your own actions. If you're like sitting around the house and you're like, oh, we're not getting trained. Oh, my broker's not doing this. My broker's not doing that. Dude, get on YouTube. Okay, I'm 20 some years old, 24. I got students that are younger than me doing the same exact thing. Get on YouTube, and I promise you, you will find a jam-packed content video for free with a lot of golden nuggets. It's helped me so much throughout the way, Reg.
Yeah, in fact, your story is one of a really unique one. I want to share with you guys. So you have a website out there that shares your success. It's called isellequity.com. And let me see if I can show everybody your very first house that you sold, because I think it's very inspiring to for the folks to see. Hold on one second
And
here.
by the way, guys, it was 4.5 hours away. So, for those people that are like, oh, I don't want to drive, far because of this, and the other, you're in the wrong business. You want the check, drive to it. Because let me tell you, the short driving distance compares nothing to, me working at 9 to 5 for 40 hours a week, driving there every day. And then, I spent way more time with my family. And that's what this is about. It's time freedom. So just it's the beginning, you kind of got to get it where it comes and just get that deal out the way,
I
you
love your
know.
passion. I'm gonna show the viewers here. So, you guys in real estate have probably seen this before. It's a funny joke where they go, "This is your house as seen by your tax appraiser, um, your mortgage lender, etc." Right? So let me go through here. Hopefully you can see how this goes. So this is your house as seen by you. Nice, beautiful little home, flower gardens. This is the house as seen by your buyer. The same house, right? This is the house as seen by your mortgage lender, seen by your appraiser, and this is
Oh
your house
man.
as viewed by your tax assessor. So I want you to take note. I want you to see like the appraiser, and now let's go. Let me stop sharing that, and then I want to share with you Christian's actual first home, which is on his website, isellequity.com. And it is, give me one second here, his very first home. And Christian, if you could take a moment.
Yeah, go to the track record on isellequity.com. As soon as you get there, you'll see the track record tab. And there, Francis gave me the great idea to start writing my stories of how the deals went. And to me was very inspirational as well. Back when I first started in the business, 2013, my daughter was born, and the day of the hospital, I had my first real estate investment book, and I wrote her a letter in the book saying that I dedicate um, this whole life of mine to making sure that she has something better than what I did, that she doesn't have to go to work for someone else. She can be a boss. And, there are powerful women in this business. And real estate is the business where you see a lot of powerful women. Frances is one of them. And it's very inspiring.
And Christian, I want to go back to the story you just sold. So this first home you did, now this was back in August, September of last year, 2015. This
Yep.
is the house. This is his first
Yep.
house. And notice it's in Geneva, Florida. This is over 1 hour away from where, Christian, your local market is here in the backyard of Central Florida. And this
You're right.
house, this house was only $110,000. But I think the point is that it's something we tell new recruits. It's something we tell aspiring professionals moving their way up in this business, that your first year or two, you can't discriminate or judge or be too picky on where to get your education. Your education is in the field. Your
That's
education
right.
is in the streets, shaking hands, meeting people, selling homes. This is an example where your very first property, you drove 60 miles for a under $150,000 property that clearly looks like, it's on 3 acres, so don't get me wrong, it's not like it's a
Yeah.
shack, but very small, 400 or 500 square foot house. And your first deal, you earned you didn't earn a ton, but you earned the education and you earned the right to your first deal.
Right.
Your second deal that you did was a friend and family member that you received. No, I'm sorry, it was a sphere of influence that you received from just doing some general Facebook, social media monitoring, right? You were looking
Yep.
at
Yep.
your friends
Both
and
of them.
family. Yep. Tell us about
Both
that
of them.
question.
Yeah, the listing. For those of you who feel like, oh, I don't want to do Facebook or da da da. Listen, come on, dude. If you're young, if you're like me, if you're from age 20 to 35, even in your 40s, dude, I mean, come on, get involved in social media. It's not hard. Just post a picture with your family, post a picture in front of a house. These little things like that, it grows attention and people will know what you're doing. So, for example, that listing, I saw a guy who hired me. He was my old supervisor at a different job, and he said, hey, I have my credit. I'm so excited. My credit is great. I'm about to get mortgage lenders dropping in from the sky. So I commented and said, hey, can I please be your realtor? Can I be your buyer's agent? Can I apply for the job? Can I represent you? Can I earn that? Can I earn your business? And his brother saw the comment, because sometimes you see comments on other people's walls. So his brother commented on that post and said, hey, what about me? I'm selling a house. Can you help me out? So lo and behold, I said, yeah, sure. And when he shot me the address and I Googled it, I was like, oh my God, this thing is in the middle of nowhere, Geneva, Florida. And, guys, I'm very big on faith, and I know it's a very touchy topic, but I'm just going to scratch the surface. I felt like it was a divine appointment, because when I did the research on the house, the owner bought it the same date that my daughter Genesis was born.
Wow.
At Geneva, Genesis. I was like, all right, we got to go there. Screw it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just to meet the guy. So I went there, and um, the guy was definitely different. I definitely understood why I was there. I'm different. I mean, I have tattoos all over. Don't be afraid to be different, guys. Accept yourself, and people will love you. Okay? Accept yourself. God loves you first and foremost. And when I went there dressed up, a smile on my face. I presented myself. The guy had his shirt off, full of tattoos. I felt right at home. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" We sat down. We got to know each other. He said, "Chris, I need to sell." I wasn't pressuring him at all. I just was there, like Reggie said, for the experience. Just get out there. And I heard a YouTube video prior to that was just like, go, 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 get out there. Just get in front of people, because the more people that know what you do, the more likely they're gonna refer you to somebody else, even if they're not the ones doing business. So, and let me just tell you something. When I looked at the comparables to see, let's see how fast this thing will probably sell, I was nervous. I was like, oh man, I don't even know if I can guarantee this seller we can sell in less than 30 days. So I prepared him for the worst case scenario. I said, look, it might be on the market for 6 months. We might be able to sell in 30 days. It's really up to God, dude. Let's just list it, and let's list it for the right price, and let's see what happens. And I kid you not, in less than 7 days, that guy loved me. I had people going there while I was working a small part-time in between deals, and that's great also, because I was an agent. I had a deal, and I didn't have to be there all the time, so that was awesome. I'm in the warehouse with a headset, like, yeah. You hear all the background noise, and my client was very understanding. I still showed him time. I still called them on my breaks in the bathroom. I made it happen, dude, and that deal freed me from that job the following month.
Nice.
And then it because you have the transition period, 45 days to close, 30 days to close. So until you get that pipeline, you got to be good at managing your money.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
Christian,
that was that was
you,
an incredible
you're
experience, man.
motivating me just sitting here listening to you, man. No, you really are an inspiration at 24 to have 27 deals, 26, 27 closed deals. You paused on your real estate license for 2 years while you mastered what most realtors do the other direction. They'll
You're
learn
right.
the real estate first and do transactions, and then they'll dip their toe into maybe their first rental, and then maybe into investors. Well, I'm looking around the back of your background there, Can you like just real quick? Are those current pending deals on the wall there, or what you got going on?
Yes, sir. These are current deals. This one, I actually just got off the phone with a buyer. A miracle, literally, like, miracles happen in this business, and you better have your faith strong to believe last minute miracles. I mean, I have to close on this by the 7th, and I just got off the phone with the guy. He just called my title company. So, like, I got goosebumps right now, dude.
Nice.
We're closing on the 7th, I got this one coming up on the 8th. That's Friday. So this is Thursday, this is Friday, and then this one is Friday. God willingly, we still have to get the buyer for that one, but he's on the phone. His name is Zeus. Look, he's on my board,
Yeah.
Largo House. So we're gonna follow up, and mind you, all three of those are with students of mine. It's not just for me. I didn't just get in this business for me. I got in this business because I want to help others that are like me, that come from a rough background, and they need to focus that hustle energy into something positive that will reward them in the long haul. And God has really been using me for that, man. And I feel awesome. I feel like
Well,
it's a
I
great
see
vessel.
you see your team. So how long have you been working on building the team? What's your goal with the team?
The goal is, obviously, as a leader, I have to have my goal up there. So I want to hit my first 6 figures this year. And organization is key, because you get to track your progress. I went from, if you look at my track record, I went from 1 or 2 deals the first year, then it went up. It went 4 deals, and then it went 6 deals, and it went 9 deals, and so forth. So the progression has gone up, and I think that's a reflection of my confidence, to be honest, because you can have the tools in front of you and still not do it because you don't believe that the work you're gonna put in is gonna make a check. And guys, if the tools are being put in front of you, please use them. Even it's little by little, to get these deals under your belt, man. I mean, these are real estate investment transactions. I know they're not exactly listings, and I know as new agents, you want to target listings and target buyers. Um, so just this, it's the same principle though. This was harder for me, believe it or not. Reggie can testify. Every one of those deals, I had to risk $500 to $1,000 on the line, and only 30 days to sell, plus marketing and gas. You
I
know?
mean, I remember this Howie in the Hills. This is a
Yeah,
this is a $300,000 property, right? 300 and
yeah. $400,000 after repair value. We picked
yeah.
that up for 205, and we sold it for 213.5.
Yeah, that was that one you invested in. What was it, just last weekend? You traveled to 4 different cities and put up for sale signs
Yep,
over the weekend.
Pensacola, Tallahassee. That's right.
All right,
That's
guys. So
right.
if you're not hearing in this young man's voice the success that he's having, I think you can all kind of hear his passion in his and not only in his voice but his attitude. And so, Christian, I need to get you on the road so you can go get this deal closed. I just want to ask you a couple more things. Today's topic is about, you obviously got the energy, you have the attitude. Let's talk about, though, what you would have done differently as far as, like, how do you keep yourself organized and on track with all of these pending deals? Just in the last 6 months, it's what, 8 or 9 of them. You've got, your university was watching videos in Google, but what do you do to stay on time and stay organized? What tools have you learned to use or would have used if you know what you know now?
Absolutely. Definitely the calendar on your computer or your cell phone. The calendar is very helpful, guys, because we have about 60,000 thoughts a day in the human mind that has to get registered, and you have to delegate. You have to select the ones that are important. Um, Also, in the morning time, I like to take a piece of paper, and I go through paper like no tomorrow. Use it. Just use it. Paper and pen, it was my best friend, because it really does help me focus my mind, my thoughts, and I'll just write down what's extremely important. Um, so for a new agent, something extremely important will fall under the lines of, how do I get listings? How
Yeah.
do I get buyer clients? And just if you just focus on those 2 topics, and then on the same paper you just break down, well, how do I investigate that question? and then here comes YouTube and Google, and then
Yep.
watch a video, write down the notes that you learned from that, um, and that'll kind of start your your agenda, like your to-do list, because you're always gonna be okay. I have to get to that next step, and paper and pen is really important, and the board. I know you guys see the boards behind me. I don't leave home without that. I will jam that in my car. I don't care. I need to. What's in your mind, you need to lay it out. You need to get it out your mind and physically in front of you, so that your mind can dwell upon other new things. And I tell this to my students, and I tell it to everybody. Mind map your ideas. Mind map it. Get a goal and buy a billboard, on Craigslist or something used. It doesn't have to be brand new. Get it used. Go drive around a yard sale. But you need one of these. Let me tell you, because you can easily just get distracted on so many different ways to get deals, and you just kind of want to pick two and just focus on those and just drill them. Just drill them every single day, even if it's for 1 hour a day. Eventually, you're gonna chop that tree down. You know,
Yep.
and of course, your vision board. You know, don't be a know-it-all. Don't be like, oh, I know what that is, the law of attraction and la la la. Don't do that to yourself. It works, dude. It works just like the law of gravity. You push anybody down the stairs, they're falling. I don't care what they did. Okay, so put it in front of you, dude. Your family, the checks you want to see. I wrote myself a check on my arm for $100 million. And
Yep.
that's my lifelong goal. The day that I'm buried in a casket, read my arm. Health, wealth, and happiness. Christian Camillo try to cash himself a check for $100 million. And it's not for the money. It's for the growth of character. It's for the growth of spiritual growth and development. You'll do way more for humanity being wealthy. Let me tell you. So yeah, just keep those goals in front of you. Write down the things you have to do, because you're still gonna be working a job until the real estate gets you out of your job. I promise you. You're 20 years old. I don't care. You're gonna have to pay those bills. And I was one of those guys, just going in and out of jobs, until this freed me. So, but you're gonna need the mind map. I promise you. You need that. Go and invest in that,
Yep.
because you gotta put what you're learning in front of you, and have one area in your house where that's like your mini office. I don't care if it's a coffee table and your billboard and your vision board right in front of it. That's your office, dude. Your billboard and your vision board and your little desk for your computer. That's your office. You know?
Yeah, you're giving me goosebumps, man. You're a very high integrity young man. Francis, any questions for Christian before we let him go today?
Yes, actually, I was about to say a comment. I want the audience to understand that what Christian did at the very beginning, it was wholesale transactions. And this is much more harder than just doing a real estate transaction. We're talking about he's crunching time frames. He's risking the money he didn't have before. He had to go out there and trying to get good lead marketing. He can't even list his properties on the MLS. There's no way of people finding them on the internet unless he does his own marketing. So the fact that he was able to be so successful is just amazing. So Christian, my question to you is, I know that money, of course, it motivates everybody, right? But at the same time, I know it goes beyond just money. So what kept you motivated? I seen pictures on Facebook that he's driving at 3 a.m. in the morning, doing deals and posting Golita marketing signs and doing all this marketing. Like Reggie said, it even motivates me because I'm watching him on Facebook and I'm in bed while he's working. So Christian, tell me, what motivates you?
I'm gonna show you right here. I hope you see that.
Yes, we did.
I got 3 beautiful kids, a wife that's pregnant, and and my mother, the lady who sacrificed it all, raising me as a child by herself. The family is everything, guys. Family is everything. That's the reason why you want more money, because you want to take more vacations. You want to get a better car so you can all drive around together. It's not fun to be by yourself in a nice helicopter. You want to be there with the people you love and share these experiences. So yeah, Francis, my family, my family, my family. It's been it.
Well, Christian, we want to thank you for joining us today. You get out there and you get that deal closed today. If you need anything,
I'm actually going to go right now. Look to Hudson. I got the buyer who offered 105. We picked it up for 91. We're gonna offer the wholesaler who bought the buyer 5 grand, and me and my boy still get to split a good 5 grand. Not to mention the commission check. So dude, the opportunity is here. Okay, do not give up on yourself. Be patient with yourself, and surround yourself around the people that are after it. Just get out of your own box, get out of your own head. If your head is too overwhelming, come visit us. Come hang out for a day, and I promise you'll leave here different, and please, guys, say your prayers, for those who believe in the word. Pray, pray, pray. For those who don't, one day you'll pray. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for having me, Reggie and
No,
Francis. I love you both,
thank you.
and I'm out of here.
Christian, we'll see you on an upcoming new show. You have a good day.
Okay.
All
All
right,
right,
bye.
guys.
So Francis, with Christian's a good example, I think, for all the viewers out there, all the listeners, of what your possibilities are, regardless of your setbacks or obstacles or barriers. Nothing is too difficult to overcome, and with a good support staff, a good set of mentors, the tools that are available to you out there, both online and offline, working with a coach or a mentor, just the right people can really inspire you to do some great things. I want to turn over to Francis. So, Francis, today you were going to talk about getting organized, staying organized, and the things that really make a difference in the life of a real estate professional.
No, definitely, Reggie. And I think that after hearing Christian speak and seeing all his success, we need to understand that there's a lot of work behind it. And like he said, the main thing is sometimes we get our heads so cluttered with everything going on at the same time, and we try to multitask, and we think that by being busy and multitasking that we're being successful and productive, and that's completely wrong. So one of the things, I'm going to take pretty much what Christian said, and sometimes we complicate ourselves thinking that we need so many tools, and we have our cell phones, and we have calendars, and we have task management systems, and we make it so complicated. And at the end of the day, like he said, just a piece of paper. We're just been doing a new implementation system in our company ourselves, and it's something from Darren Hardy. He's one of our mentors, like Christian said. Not necessarily you need to have one-on-one coaching. Yes, of course, the best of the best do. But 99.9% of your coaching is going to come through reading books, like Christian said, and also going to YouTube, getting your online self-education. So for us, we as a company together do that as well. And one of the things that we recently learned, it's called your divine purpose. And I don't know if you can see it in here, and maybe after we'll send you exactly how it looks like. But it's pretty simple. And you take every week a piece of paper and you divide it in half, right? So you have like a cross. And it's funny because he actually calls it a divine purpose, and he divides it into the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, like a Trinity. So it works out to be your goal 1, your goal 2, and your goal 3. And then you have this section at the end that is called miscellaneous. And it's pretty much your distractions. So at the end of the day, we have to concentrate on finding what is my purpose. And most people don't even have that. They don't even know why they even chose real estate. They come in here for the money, and then after 6 months, they realize, oh my God, this is a lot harder than I thought. I don't even have reserve in my banks. I can't even fulfill my necessities at home. So I'm gonna go ahead and quit. Well, that's the end result of not having focus, vision, and purpose. So if you're listening to us today, the first thing is finding out your purpose. How are you gonna find that? You find 3 goals. What makes your character? So number 1, I'm just gonna give you an example. We can have impact, we can have an income goal, and then like a family goal. And you're gonna decide which ones are gonna be your own. But every week, maybe on a Sunday is the beginning of your week, or if you wanna do a Saturday night or even Monday morning, just take 10 minutes and start unloading your head. Like Christian said, just write everything down. Instead of just doing a big list, divide it into these 4 quadrants. You're gonna decide, is this task that I'm writing down right now for goal 1, goal 2, goal 3, or my miscellaneous? And what's funny is after you do this exercise, you are going to realize that most likely you are not paying attention to all those three goals, and 99% of your time is spent on miscellaneous things, which means we think we're busy. Some people even get sick because they're so busy. You overwork yourself, overwhelm yourself with no result. And that's when frustration comes. You're not reaching your goals. You're not seeing your income levels, capability. Then your self-esteem goes down. You start thinking, I can't do this. I'm working 60 hours a week, but I'm not seeing the reward. I don't have a paycheck at the end of the day. We're in sales. If you don't sell, you don't get paid. You don't eat. So definitely organization is number one. And I think that in reality, it's just understanding that we have to overwhelm your bad habits with good habits. So if you really concentrate on filling these three goals up every week, and you start only concentrating on achieving those goals, you're going to realize that your productivity is going to increase, and then the miscellaneous things are not going to be your number one priority. So if you're not making an impact this week, if you're not spending time with the family, and if you're not making your income goals, then you're not moving towards your purpose. So I think, Reggie, at the end of the day, it's more simple than we think. We believe in those, complicated habits of having to be in a prioritization level, which is okay, but you can even be prioritizing the wrong thing. So like I said, the first thing is finding your purpose, knowing what you're here to do, knowing why you chose real estate, why you decided to pick this career, and find your motivation, and then apply those things to become more successful.
Fantastic. That's a really awesome exercise. I hope everybody takes a minute to just check out. You said that was Darren Hardy, right?
Yes, that is Darren Hardy.
So that's going to be available. He publishes that online. He's an excellent daily motivational video and audio blurb speaker. His message is usually like 2 minutes a morning. Very inspiring. He's also the founder of Success Magazine, an entrepreneur, multimillionaire at 24. And now he coaches top producers all over the country and business owners. So, Francis, thank you for that. What I would say to complement that is we all have so many things to do. If we could just look around our offices, that fourth quadrant of distractions actually it impedes your 8 to 10 to 12, some people 15-hour work days by unintentionally distracting you for what matters most. Well, there's a lot of things that you can do in addition to just single exercises or listening to a motivational speaker or coach that have professionals have written, like the GTD system, the Getting Things Done system, to international best-selling book, as well as application that whether you're an iPhone user or Android user or Microsoft user, you have the ability to have task management in a very meaningful by category, by group. We actually here in our company and personally, we use Wunderlist. I use Wunderlist on my phone. I use Wunderlist here. I can share tasks. I can take notes. I can take pictures, attach documents. I can email information out right from my task manager. Easy to check off. It's nothing complicated to learn. It's a very simple program, but my list is this long and in different categories. So you really, you can also use legal paper for your day's tasks, like Christian said he uses every day. Francis does it every day. I use that too. And sometimes when you're on the run, that's really all you got. There's some more advanced tools though, like if you just went to the Android and iPhone store alone and just put in to-do tasks, you'll see 20 different programs. So find the one that works for you, but get on one if you're not. My original time management system to this day works very effectively as well, and that's by prioritizing and flagging my emails in Microsoft Outlook. My calendar's in Outlook, and I sync my calendar with my Android phone. I try to get all my recurring dates, birthdays, upcoming anniversaries, things that are important to the business, meetings, recurring meetings that occur with the teams and individuals. We use tools like that as well. So With that, I'd like to move on just to the last announcements here. You know, as it relates to some Florida real estate, one of our lenders, FBC Home Loans, the #1 Florida mortgage broker of the year, I believe, what, Francis, 2014 or 2015, still top producer in Florida to this day. You know, sends our team a newsletter about the products that are available on the mortgage side. And I don't want to dwell too much on this, but I do want to tell you something very inspiring. Right now, there are over 216 different lending products, from first-time buyers, credit-challenged individuals, all the way up to doctor loans and jumbo loans, land loans, and even timeshare repurchasing in every category. However, there's about 9 of them or 8 of them that are extremely important right now for your business. One is the interest rates obviously continue to remain low, around 3.75% for 30-year fixed VHA, VA loans. USDAs are at 3.375% at no points, which is fantastic. Second, PMI, your private mortgage insurance providers, they've been getting more and more aggressive with their pricing over the last few months and this year. So by the mid-February, the cost of the PMI just continued to drop point by point, and they're super attractive right now, which makes it, the point of that is your buyers have options that they didn't have before. The Florida Housing Finance Corporations dropped their credit score requirement, and Francis, you have witnessed on several new products, not just with FHF, but with FHA, scores dropping as low as 640 that were once 660, 680, or even 720 and above, down to 640 for first-time buyers or rebuilding clients who are rebuilding their credit. The minimum credit score for FHA is actually now 580, right, Francis? 580. Yes. Most lenders are requiring 620 to 640, but they're dropping as well. Non-conforming loans, they're on the way back. The loans for credit challenge buyers that don't meet the credit requirements for conventional Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, which are the conforming loans, these can be done within days of a closing. So a very fast transaction with low credit scores is achievable. You know, dreams do come true, and prayers can be answered with product like that out there. Now, also on the other end of the spectrum, the jumbos are coming back. Now the jumbo has been raised from 320 something. Now it's over 420,000 for with 20% down. Traditionally, now 10% down. So where jumbos for the last 3.5 years have been 20% down, under 370,000, now are over 420 with 10% down. That helps out a whole nother buyer community out there in that middle income family group of multiple income earners in the family in neighborhoods that they really truly desire. That should be enough to motivate you to revisit your past clients and ask your referrals for friends and family or their friends and family and colleagues that would be looking at property, because you can get them done. The programs are out there. We see miracles happen every day with our clients. We have a whiteboard full of clients that had tough situations, rebuild situations, or jumbo situations, or land only. And it's really nice to know I can come in every day and know pretty much anybody looking to make a transaction happen for their family, for themselves. We have a product solution for them, and you do too. If you're with us, you do. And if you're out there and you're wondering or running into barriers, maybe it's just your lending partners potentially, and it would be a good time of the year. It's the first week of the second quarter of the year. One quarter's gone. Last show we talked about, you know, the review of your business plan and how you were in the first quarter. Well, this is for if you're listening and watching for the first time in a couple of episodes now, this is a great time to revisit your plan that you wrote at the end of 2015 or the beginning of this year. Write down and prioritize your priorities, like Francis and Christian were talking about. Make sure your time's focused on what matters most. Try to eliminate those distractions and adjust your relationships. Maybe the alignment of your partners haven't been the best or suited for your business. Now would be a good time to make some new banking relationships, make some new inspector relationships, make some new banking referral relationships with lenders for business for you. maybe revisit your social media and expand your communication efforts, which is free to
Reggie,
your friends. Yeah.
I want to say something on that, the relationship with the mortgage. You know, we do as a company, we have multiple lender relationships, but we always encourage our agents within those companies, choose your mortgage broker that's going to be your partner. And the reason being, I'm going to give you an example that happened to one of my agents the other day. We work with ABC Mortgage a lot, and I have a very close relationship with them. Well, this client, when we were in the interviewing process, she had mentioned that she was single. And we were, you know, she was pre-qualified, everything was looking good. But then as the conversation with the mortgage broker is developing, he commented that she is married. Well, long story short, she's married. Her husband is servicing a life sentence. So to be able to get the paperwork to closing, it's going to take months just to be able to get him signed off. She can get a divorce. So you know what, at the end of the day, you have to have those close relationships, because your buyers, unfortunately, not all the time they're going to be 100% honest with you. You're not going to gather all the information that you need. And for her to tell me she was single, it was okay, because she didn't know she needed a signature. In Florida, if you're married, doesn't even matter if you haven't spoke to your ex-husband for years, he needs or she needs to sign off your closing documents. So the fact that she didn't know that, she didn't reveal the proper information, and we couldn't get her to close on time how we needed to get it done. So having those relationships for all reasons are very important. And, you know, having those relationships to refer back to your clients, that you have confidence that if you give them those name and numbers, number one, they're going to be called, they're going to get pre-qualified, follow up with, and you want a lender that calls your client but also keeps you on the loop. You know, one of the things, FBC Mortgage, they always do that. They call your client, since you are following up message. It's just the work ethic and how they work. It's amazing. So finding your own mortgage broker, definitely, it's very important.
Yeah, one of the most important partners that you can have, especially if they can work quickly on a phone call or an email introduction, and within 24 hours have a picture of their buying capability and their buying power. And what we'll do is, Francis, let's finish up. I just want to, there was an article written on a top producer here in Florida. I believe this one was out of Sarasota, 5.6 million in total property values earned on average $150,000 homes. So a lot of deals in the 20s, 30s. And they did an interview. It was in one of the, I think, Riz Media, one of the most prominent news services for real estate. And he was a showcase top producer. And some of his answers go right in line with what we talked about in today's episode. Number one is, you know, waking up with a good attitude, with the complete intention of full engagement, good attitude, and being motivated. Then be aware of where your distractors are. And your distractors are your inbox, your voicemail, your boss, even clients or friends and family interacting at home, the TV, the radio, the drive out of the house to, you know, just get out of the house. This business, it can be very distracting if you let it. But if you're aware of when you're taking those moves and just stay planted a little bit longer, an hour more, focused on what he goes on to say, the most important thing that matters in your business is finding a new appointment every day and go on that appointment and shake those hands. By far the most, and he closes by saying, success in this real estate business is based entirely on the relationships that you build. And you can't really be doing that unless you're out there physically meeting with people, introducing yourself, introducing your brand, your business, what you're out there to do, which is help buyers, sellers, and investors find or sell their next home at the right price with as less stress as possible, handled by you, the expert. So time management, getting organized is very critical. I hope the key takeaways today of Christian's example of 24 years old of how to close 27 deals and only have been licensed since last year, August of last year. To do that many deals is very impressive. You can see his attitude and Francis's message of getting organized, and one great way to focus your day. And then what matters most is you know, the goal of our show to help you become a top producer, inspire you to get up, get out there, and make a deal happen. Francis, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Reggie. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day.
You guys can always visit us at Florida Realtor Radio at gmail.com. You can visit us at floridarealtorradio.com, Advanta Realty, or Selectrified, the nation's #1 CRM system. So if you need anything, or if you'd like to be a guest on one of the upcoming shows, please let us know. We'll talk to you soon. Have a productive week.